then. All right, so get out of there. I don't need you. There we go. Okay. So, folks, when we left off last time, we had this. And I'm telling you, if you just went to Get Bootstrap, I don't know if it's going to pop up. But if you just went to Get Bootstrap, if you like the style here of this little form that we created with Yii, right? And it does this. If you like the styling of it, just go to Get Bootstrap. And look at the docs, because we can't use complete words in the United States or in computers. And more or less, if you download, let me get a form out here. Let's see, contents. Let's see, wrong content, forms. If you just get any form, it's the same thing. Like if you just download this, it's what this is. So, I mean, I would like to do something with this and clean up the URLs, but let's go on to working with databases. Okay, so this section will describe in a new page and database. To achieve this goal, configure a database connected and create an active record class to find an action. Okay, so preparing the database. To begin, create a database named from which you fetch it. Okay, so I can use the drive. Okay, so all right, so we're gonna have to use. We have the. What are you yelling about? Okay. We have this from a server, but we're gonna have to go to XAMPP anyway. So I was not prepared for that, so I have to open up my XAMPP. For those of you that don't know, that don't have XAMPP, you can download XAMPP at. You can download XAMPP. Hopefully you didn't see that. I go to Google first. It gives me this stupid Yahoo search. But you can download XAMPP and Apache, Friends, and just download it, install it. That's not what this is about. And then you start it, and you start the MySQL, and hopefully it's not disconnecting. It's not this. Okay, cool. So apparently we have to do this. Let's go to our local host and PHP Miami, and then we're going to have to connect this database with our website. But so far what we've noticed is, well, let's do the DB connection. So we go install, those installed config.db. DB, baby. All right, so. Excuse me. Well, I have this already, right? Username, root, blah, blah, blah. MySQL is localhost. Glad. It's already in there. I mean, well, yeah, I would have to just make a website. Huh? Well, I'm going to get rid of this. It's a whole lot of errors, baby. Let's go to databases. Let me get rid of this. Fine, we'll just make this. What's it called? Yii2 basic. All right, and then we are going to go to SQL, and we're just going to copy and paste this. I never really did a MySQL tutorial, but more or less it's speaking English to the computer. Oh, I'm sorry. Query. No, it should be SQL. This is where I run my queries. Yeah. Yeah, so run it. Actually, no, SQL is the way. Why am I'm submitting a query? What? What the hell is going on, man? You go to SQL and you run a query. Now, where's the run? Clear format. If I hit enter, it's not going to do anything. Hey, do I have to do it the old-fashioned way? All right. Well, they're not going to be all ints. What do we have here? Code. This says character, so we'll just do character 2. Name. Character again. Varchar just means variable and character, so it can be either a number or letter. This is just letters. Char. There. 52. And population. I think, would it auto install? Default as defined 0. Okay. Oh, okay. Integer, no quotations. All right, so that's that. Now, really? So we'll just do this. Insert. Oh, duh, it's fucking right there. Oh yeah. It's early, folks, and I'm an old man. All right, so we've done that. Now configuring DB, blah, blah, blah. We've already done that. Okay. Creating an active record. To represent and fetch the data in the country table, create an active record derived class name country and save it in models country.php. Models country. So now we're not doing a form, we're just doing a models class, like user. Like that. So it's country.php. Now, the only thing that's bothering me about this is other frameworks will separate entities from models or from models. And the difference is an entity is, well, not models, it's entities, or it's actual like records. So like something along the lines of a record would be considered a list of several entries, whereas an entity is just one active record. Whereas this one, it's just kind of like a regular model name or a form. I mean, I guess it would make sense in the sense that the form sort of does the work for you. Okay, so country class extends it. You don't have to write any code inside of it. Just move code using associate table. Okay, so using the country class, you can easily manipulate that in the country snippets. Okay. Oh, so okay. So if we go to, so if I were to go to like entry.php, right? And I were to say, well, let's save this. And I were to say, or entry confirm. Now let's go. Let's do it in entry. And I were to say, let's go like this. That one is country. And I were to say country equals new country. Oh no, I don't have to do that. Okay. Equals, and then we get the country find. And we have the class. So we go order by name, order by name, and we put all in there, right? Oh, no, order by names in here. So we do this, and we go find, no, we go all. So when I go to the entry, oh, I gotta print it out. Let's go here. Let's go down here. I go. Actually, you know what? Let's do a print. Let's go like this. Our countries. And let's see if that pops off. Yes. Not doing anything. Hold on. Entry, right? Entry. Order by name, yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. Okay. So if you look, this is what it would be. It would be an array. You would have Australia, so it's all in there, right? So that's the print R. So if we were to go, if we were to do something like, if we were to do a for each countries as C, because I like to just kind of do it that way, and then we go end for each. And in here we go P how would it break it up? We could do name. We can do like C name. This is an array. We should be able to just get all the names. If we were to do that, then you get all the names. Okay, that's not bad. And if we were to do population, I'm not sure how accurate these population numbers are right now. We would get the population. Yeah, Australia has 2 million people. Brazil has, all right. Yeah, those populations are not accurate. This is, Australia has 24 million people. This says that Brazil has 2 billion people. Unless we're talking like some other form of measurement that I'm not aware of. Okay, so that's that. So then create an action to expose the country data to, and oh, you know, we didn't finish all this stuff. Okay, so country equals, right, okay. Now I just want to explain this. Find one, was it? Yeah, okay. I just want to explain this. And then we'll do a P country So if you look, right, why are you complaining about that now? Must have a primary key. Huh? I didn't have a primary key for that. Hmm. You didn't put that in here. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't put that in there. My fault. Okay, so let's go like this. Primary key is the code. So let's change that. And this is the... Oh wait, that's not how you do it. Sorry, it's been a while. Okay, this is how you do it. To this, primary key. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, so if you look in the United States, so why is it that when we do this, we can create, well, I mean, we didn't create an array from this. If you notice, I for eached this and made it into an array. When you do a for each loop, it takes the values in this, because this is a class. This is an element within the class, otherwise known as an object. So we are taking the object, take this object, and we are turning it into an array here, which is why we're able to call it as we would call an array. This is just because we're only finding one, we don't need, like if I were to do a print R, I love print R, it just shows you everything. And we were just to take the print R value of country. It's an object. See, it's an object. All of this is all included in the country active record. It's got code, it's got what we created. Then it's got all this other attributes, bullshit and whatever. This is an object as is. So when you want to get a value from an object, when you want to print it out, you just go, and this, by the way, if you do the question mark equals, that's the equivalent of doing PHP echo. It's shorthand for that. So we would take the object and we would go name. The reason why you wouldn't do that with, let's just kind of comment these out. The reason why you wouldn't do that with this, what was commented out in PHP again? No. No, that's HTML. Shit, I forgot what the... No, I forgot how to comment out. But anyway, let's just do this. Let's get rid of that. If we were to go like this, it's going to freak the hell out because, well, obviously you're already seeing an error over here. But the reason is because it's an object. So you can't just get the name of one specific when it's an entire, like that whole thing that we just saw, this whole thing is one entity. So like this is all one entity. You have to break it up. So if you say, I want to get the name of what, it's a part of a larger entity, because this is an object. These are objects. So we can do it with find1 because it just creates one record and you can easily just go to name. But if you try to do it with all of them, well, name what? You know, it would be the equivalent of saying to one person, hey, what's your name? And they go, their name, whatever their name is. And then you say, you go in front of a class of 1,000 people and say, hey, what's your name? Name who? Like, so that's why we had to do the print, the for each loop to make it into an array so we can get each individual record. And you get this. And you get this. Dude, did I not save it? Oh, I didn't save it. And you get this. And you get wood. Alright, so that's why you got that. Okay. So the difference between a class, object, and an array. Okay, so create action. To expose the country data to end users, you need to create new actions. Instead of placing a new action in the site controller, like you did in previous sections, make more sense to create a new controller, specifically call the action. Alright, so now we have to make a new controller. What is new, wife, and is new, kids? Let's go to, that's commands. Hello, is there anybody in there? Where are my controllers? Site controller. And this is called country controller. I mean, for me, I don't think I would use this. Let's see, namespace. I just wanted to try it out and just take a look at how, we've improved as coders. And as I mentioned before, you can be a great programmer and just not know how to use somebody's framework. There's nothing wrong with it. And sometimes using other people's frameworks and other people's coding and whatever actually makes you a better programmer, because you get a better idea as to what kind of skills and aspects people use when they code themselves. So it's a good learning practice. It's helped me a lot, but I like frameworks that are a little bit more user-friendly. And it's not a matter of, it's just a matter of taste rather than any kind of lack on my part. Although I still haven't been able to create a object-oriented framework myself. I've done frameworks. I mean, they were garbage and only I can use. So I don't know if you'd want to see me do that. I mean, it'd be a little bit more, you'd have to have a lot of HC access and everything, which you use in frameworks anyway. All right, so action index, query, country find. And as I mentioned before, you can call these things, you can call them whatever you want. You don't have to call them query, you can call them anything. We can call this like potatoes. And it would be the same thing, just replace query with potatoes, but we're going to stay with the documentation so we can be good little children and do as we're told. Now we're doing the pagination. New pagination. Pagination typically is another class that they break it up into so that they have all this different functionality, because with pagination, there's just so much going on. It's ordering from the table, it's styling more or less. And when you do page size, so that's the array of the page size, total count. And if you look at this, you can almost, it's like speaking a language, you can almost decipher how this is all put together. Now query count is just, this is simply, using an array function, or, well, it's using an object function. So this doesn't really mean anything. This is more or less using this. It just makes it more dynamic. But if you look, like if you have a pagination, new pagination, which means it is a class, right? When you say new whatever, it's typically a class. So the pagination variable, and remember the variables can take any values. They can take classes, they can take objects. And the pagination variable here is going to take a pagination, and this too, this pagination, you can call it, you know, ass fitters, you can call it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But this pagination variable is going to take the pagination class, the object, whatever, it's in this sense, it's a class. It's going to make a new pagination class, and within the pagination class, we have a default page size array that we, or value, that we give a value to. So now this default page size is going to take this value and it's going to put it into something, put it into a function within the pagination class. And then this total count is going to put that into a function, and those functions are going to create whatever with these things, these values. And then countries equals, and what we're doing is we're doing another query, so countries equals query order by name, and then we are going to, you can do the drop down thing over here, like you can just pop it down, offset, which is, now all of this offset, order by, this is just recreating SQL queries and turning them into place setters and functions and whatever. That's all that is. Limit is one of those words. Limit is pagination limit. Okay, makes sense. That's why we put these numbers in there. So, and then we go all, which is another function. Okay. So we have functions here. Query is country, and within country we have an order by function, we have an offset function, we have a limit function, and an all function. That's the model that we created. That's the active record. So the active record, if you extend an active record and you don't touch anything, you just come in, it just comes included with that. Okay? Comes included with all this, order by, offset, limit. So if you wanted to make a framework on your own and you wanted to be similar to this, you would have to take into consideration all of that order by, and that's just, you know, that's easy. It's making a function that just makes a SQL call. It's not a big deal. And then we return this render. And that would be index countries, index. I like to just double and triple check myself. That's why I keep looking back, because I'm pretty sure I know what I'm putting in there, but just to make sure I keep going back and forth. And pagination. Alright, that's that. Okay, so now we have to create the view. If you read this, it's just going to tell you everything I just told you. Under the views, under the views, country. So all of that. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of that. 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 And let's go to views, country. Is that site? No. Oh yeah, because it's an index. Okay, my fault. Views, country. And then we'll just do index. And that's the way that that works. Like this is it's index.php, right? Well, obviously, if I'm using PHP. Yeah, there it is. The way that this works is it uses the htaccess to kind of like break up the files and everything. So Yii helpers, let's spell it right, HTML, Yii widget, link pager, it's right there. Ordinary pager. Okay, and then it's countries in each one. Countries. And then an ul, or ul if you choose to call it what it's called, for each and that was country says country. I don't know why they don't just do it the way I do it, but whatever. Okay, and we'll just close out the. I like to end the for eaches and whatever, just so I don't forget. It's just so you won't forget. Li. It's HTML. Encode. Country code, country name. That's just putting them in bracket. You don't have to worry about that. That's not like anything special. It's just putting it in brackets. Country name. Okay. And then country population. All right, so this is how they want to do it. Actually, it would be this. My fault. Pagination. When it's one line, you don't really need the semicolon, but it's good practice. And then link pager widget. That's underneath the UL. Yep. Link pager widget. Okay. Pagination. It's taking the information that we have in the back end and it's just processing it is what it's doing. Okay, so if we go to country index, God, I don't like this. And as you can see here, this is one. We go to the next one, and then and then there's your pagination, and that's how you would do it, like that. Okay. And that's all for the pagination. Okay, we don't need contributors. That's all for creating a database, creating an action, creating a view. When we come back, we'll do generating code with GI Joe, I guess, or GI, whatever you want to call it. And I don't even know if I wanted to do this. This is a user interface. I don't know if we'll do it. We'll look at it just for fun. But in case you're looking for an explanation of all this, we took the HTML helper, which you need to create HTML pages with the, you need that class to use encode and link and all that stuff. Then we took the link pager widgets, and because of the way that this whole system is created, we made a country controller, and the country controller in the action index tells the view, oh yeah, by the way, the index, you're going to take this country object and you're going to take this pagination object and you're going to use them here. So we passed it over to here in this format where we just returned it and everything. And within that, we were able to break up countries as each individual country using the for each loop. And in there, we just encoded with HTML, which seems to me like it just more or less takes, like it just translates this into something. And we crafted out a link or list of all this using the information that we passed over, and then we use the link pager widget to get the pagination so that it can just kind of split it up like this. And every time you go in here, every time you do one of these, as you can see, this changes, the header changes to page 1, page equals 2. So that's that for that. I will be back on with more with this user interface. I will see you then.